Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This evening I went to see James Gunn's The Suicide Squad and I thought it kicked arse. Now, full disclosure, I actually liked the original one. I do realise it had a lot of problems and it had a lot of issues and Air kind of got screwed over. But this one absolutely blows the prior movie out of the water. It improves it on so many levels, and it's mainly down to James Gunn. His signature style and sense of humour is really what bolsters this movie, and the cast is another great element to this movie. Returning from the prior one, we have Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. She's head of Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, and she's even more menacing than she was in the prior movie. You also have Joel Kinnaman returning as Rick Flag, the team leader. And yeah, this version, there's a lot more pathos and he's a lot more down to earth and likable. And yeah, I really did enjoy Kinnaman's portrayal of Rick Flag in this way more than the prior one. We have Joy Courtney returning as Captain Boomerang. And lastly, but not least, the fantastic and absolutely gorgeous Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. This version of Harley is very different from the prior incarnations. They've kind of, I think with Birds of Prey, they kind of made her a bit Deadpoolish, whereas this kind of knocked back the humour. She still is incredibly funny, but they made her more of a badass in this. They gave her a lot more physicality and a lot more kind of competence when it comes to fighting. And she is pretty cool in this movie. But those prior characters aren't the kind of main draw. I think the main draw is the newer team. Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba. Idris Elba is fantastic in this. Not only is he badass, but he actually is one of the more funnier elements on this. You're probably looking for the trailer, you think he was kind of the straight man, and he is to a point, but he has some really great comedic timing, and again, the characters bounce really well off each other. You also have John Cena as Peacemaker, and if I was to cite a criticism, I would say Cena is funny, but it's more that he kind of plays the straight man, and it's the reaction from the other characters that makes him funny. I don't know. The character of Peacemaker is more like a douchey version of Captain America, and yeah, he does that well. I wouldn't say he has the same amount of charisma as say the likes of Dave Bautista. Where it comes to wrestlers, I think Cena has a bit of charisma, but not as much as, say, some other actors, wrestlers turned actors. Who else we have? We have some really other cool characters. We have Ratcatcher 2. We have Polka Dot Man, who's fucking hilarious. We have the Weasel, played by Sean Gunn, James' brother. We have Michael Rooker Savant. And we have Javelin, along with DDK, or is it DAK, Detachable Arm Kid, played by Nathan Fillion. All great characters. The another kind of criticism I would cite is there is so many characters, a lot of them, and for a particular reason kind of get pushed to the side or don't really have a major focus. And it does kind of jump around at the characters a lot, but it never falters. You never feel that anyone's totally left out in the cold. Definitely Harley definitely kind of plays an integral part in this, but it is more, most of the focus is on the team, which are focused on the main team, which is essentially Bloodsport, Ratcatcher 2, Peacemaker, and Polka Dot Man. I was kind of shocked because I was wrong in some of my predictions. I was actually really shocked by some characters they killed off. I wasn't expecting them to kill off two characters in particular. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was shocked by the deaths of two characters. And also, I was actually shocked by some characters who survived. I was shocked that some characters made it to the end. But by and large, you kind of, it's cool in that way. You don't really know who's gonna bite the bullet per se. So you're always on edge, and you don't ever feel comfortable that all the characters will make it out. The music is fantastic, real kind of eclectic mix of 70s and 80s music. Then again, it's James Gunn. You look at Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's put to some really cool set pieces and scenes, and particularly where Harley is taking on some Corto Maltese bad guys or soldiers. If I had any other criticisms to cite, the movie does come dangerously close to collapsing under the weight of its plot, and there's a couple of plots going on, and yeah, it's. I don't think it didn't drag. It didn't feel too long, but there's definitely a lot going on, and like one plot line is abandoned halfway through. There's a bit of political intrigue in there, but it's it doesn't really play a pivotal role in the story. It pops up and disappears just as quick. But yeah, it's a fun movie. Definitely an improvement from Ayer's movie. Mainly down to the cast. Cast is fantastic. But that said, Gunn does some really interesting, fun, and quirky things. Keep an eye out for Lloyd Kaufman. He turns up. Gunn you got his start in Trauma, so he makes a cameo. And John Ostrander, the creator of the Suicide Squad, or one of the creators of the Suicide Squad, also turns up as the guy who's injecting the bombs into the characters next. I am going to be doing a spoiler-filled review tomorrow at some stage, but by and large, if you want to go see it, check it out. I was delighted. I think I also have a soft spot for this movie because this was the first movie I've gone to see in about a year and a half, or even over a year and a half, and it was good fun to go out to the cinema and check this out. And I was chuckling, I was laughing, and oh, I completely forgot to mention as well, another great character is Sylvester Stallone's No Nawe, or aka King Shark. He's great fun. He's going to be the Groot, or the Hulk of this movie, because he's just so likable and so cool. And yeah, I would recommend that you do not bring younger kids to this movie. I've seen people like going in as I was coming out with the younger kids, and I'm like, really? Because this movie is incredibly gory, it's incredibly violent, and yeah, it's not suitable for younger kids. Particularly, I think there was a dude bringing his fucking 8-year-old son in to see it, and I was like, really? But I didn't want to say anything, not my business. But it is incredibly gory. So if you do have kids who are like maybe 12, 13, maybe watch it first, assess if they're okay to handle it, and then let them watch it. But by and large, this is definitely for teens upwards. But yeah, fun movie, great movie. Stick around because there is 2 post-credit sequences, and yeah, they're pretty fun. So have any of you guys out there in Europe? It came out here in Ireland today. Anywhere else in England or France or Germany? Have you watched it? Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and have a good one. Take care. Bye now.